What's the real reason South Florida real estate prices have gone up and will stay up? You heard it. Watch to the end. What's changed the game in Miami real estate and prices is that Miami is no longer a reputational risk. It no longer has the stigma that it used to. A couple years ago, during the beginnings of the pandemic, I was talking to a client who is in the finance world. I can't remember if he was venture capital or hedge fund, but he was a money guy. And he told me an interesting story. He said that in the past, he would never really mention that he lived in Miami because if and when he did, he felt that people would not take him seriously. Why? Well, South Florida had a little reputation, a stigma associated with it. South Florida was known as kind of the capital of fraud, where people go to relax and not take life too seriously, all those different things, right? I believe at the time there were not really any major hedge funds in Miami, no major Miami venture capital firms other than maybe those associated with a focus on South America, etc. And local talent and intellectual capital was sometimes considered suspect and sort of lacking. So if you were working in the venture capital or finance space, Miami was not considered legitimate. The words venture capital Miami just didn't go well together. Those money folks were concentrated in either New York, San Francisco, Boston, Seattle, etc. Those places where the funds were and where finance people took you seriously. And what was really interesting is that my friend said that once more and more CEOs during the pandemic and top execs of major funds and investment companies started moving here, then the second level C-suite execs started doing the same. And that's when Miami and South Florida started to lose its reputational risk and being perceived in a completely different way. So all of a sudden now you've got people moving main offices here or satellite offices. You see entire teams of major funds, venture capital firms, private equity firms, people like Peter Thiel and Ken Griffin here, and companies and funds like the Founders Fund, Citadel, Blackstone, all moving here. The list goes on, and poof, just like that, the South Florida stigma vanished. Now, Brickell is truly the Wall Street of the South. Miami is Silicon Beach and the crypto capital all at the same time. And because of this, now 2-3 years into the pandemic, post-pandemic, talent is now able to come to Miami freely because of the work from home policies. And of course, offices moving here. And that serves to attract more talent and more money, and the cycle repeats itself. It's one of the reasons why so many offices and companies and executives and high net worth individuals are moving to Miami now because they can, they're supported, there's infrastructure, and of course, there's no brutal winters here. Bam. And that is why prices have gone up in Miami, in South Florida in general, and they'll continue to go up. It's a new era for Miami. It's a new phase in our maturity. We have big things ahead. I'm curious what thoughts you have on this. Are you in the VC, hedge fund, or finance world in general? Let us know in the comments if what we're saying makes sense to you and that's what you're seeing, or send me a message. And make sure you subscribe to our channel for all things Miami and Miami real estate. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.